guys, my name is Kernan. Welcome back to Aki Street Road here on YouTube that never ends. And today I'm excited to be not only unboxing but installing my Borla Axleback exhaust to make sure that we actually hear all these ponies coming out of this beautiful V8. So if you guys come with me to the side here, you'll see that I don't have jack stands, but I do have a pair of iron or steel ramps here. And that should do the trick nicely. I have a lot of space to go underneath the car and do what I need to do. And since it's just the Axleback, it means I'm only taking off the muffler portion of this exhaust, which is just a few clamps and a few screws. And so I'm hoping to get this done within an hour. Now, you guys have already heard how it sounds in the intro. I don't know what it's gonna sound like yet. I'm hoping it's, you know, as good as you expect a Borla exhaust to be. But yeah, I couldn't be more excited. So let's go ahead, unbox the exhaust and get it on this car. All right guys, so I'm sitting here with the Borla Axleback exhaust. This is the ATAK, the Borla ATAK Axleback. So it's the loudest of their three. They have the Stinger, the Touring, and the ATAK. I went with the ATAK because I like the sound the most. And it's crazy because I know that we see these guys on YouTube like Tavarish or Stradman and all these other people that you watch and that we watch on YouTube unboxing things like this almost every day. But honestly, for someone like me who's just a regular Joe, and I'm sure a lot of you guys as well, it's really a surreal feeling to actually have one of these boxes sitting in your home for your own vehicle. This wasn't a cheap part. These other YouTubers, you know, they make it seem like it's almost free, but these parts really are expensive. Just for this ATAK Axleback, it was about $600–700 Canadian. So it's a lot of money. I'm super stoked to have it, and I'm super stoked to install it. And the reason why I went with just an Axleback is because it really opens up the exhaust of the car for the least amount of price, and it's something that you could always add to in the future. So I could add whatever mid pipe I want to complement this Axleback, and then add whatever headers I want, camshafts, just to kind of get the perfect blend and the perfect sound that's right for my ears and hopefully your guys' as well. So let's go ahead and actually unbox this Axleback and see what we're dealing with. Okay, so we got like this. Whoops. So right here we got these clamps. Now right off the bat, what I will say is these clamps feel extremely high quality. Like, I'm squeezing it with all my force and it's not even really moving at all. So, and they're really heavy. If I had to guess, I would say that this is easily 2–2.5 pounds, this clamp alone. I'm telling you guys, everything about this exhaust is gonna get me excited. I mean, I'm already excited by the clamps. I haven't actually seen the exhaust. I wanted to save that for you guys to experience it with me, but we got our two clamps. Since it is a dual exit on the back, we got, oh, wait a minute. I didn't know we got a little bit of merch with it. We got a Borla little hat. Look at that, boys. You already know I'm gonna be lame. I'm gonna rock the hell out of this hat. I'm not even gonna lie. It says Borla.com. I'll be a free walking advertisement for them. I don't care. I'm pretty stoked that they actually gave a little nice hat with it. So that's pretty cool. Trying to tuck this back in the bag here. And now for the actual exhaust. So we got, oh my God. So we got our first muffler here. And oh my goodness, this one little piece is very heavy, and you could tell that it's built with quality. You could tell that it's built with quality. I mean, if I had to guess the weight of this thing, 12, 13, maybe 14 pounds. So probably, yeah, it's really solid built. I mean, you guys could tell by the welds. That's something that's always a good sign of how something is manufactured, if it has good welds. And look at these crazy polished tips. Oh my goodness. Pretty much a mirror. Beautiful finish here. Yeah, I mean, I'm super stoked to actually see one of these in person, and not only see it, but for it to actually be mine. So this is one of them. Obviously it comes with two, and it's gonna sound something like, except a little bit more grunty. But you guys get what I mean. These tips are so shiny. Oh my goodness. Now I also know that you don't want to get fingerprints on the tips, because if you have fingerprints on the tips and you start up your car and these exhaust tips get hot, you're actually going to melt your fingerprint tips. You're actually going to melt your fingerprint onto the exhaust itself. So I'm going to make sure I wipe that down before we go ahead and install it. But very beautiful piece of art here. I mean, you could curl this thing and make gains, no problem. you could either make gains with horsepower on your car or just this all day, all day. All right, so that's one of them. Let's go ahead and dig out the other one here. Right here. Really well packaged. Nice and safe. And again, oh, it even tells you left and right. That's helpful. But yeah, just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful stuff, man. You know, everybody knows Borla for quality, and honestly saying this is the first product I bought from them, but it's better welds than I've seen in most other places. So I mean, I can't complain. And now we just gotta hope that it sounds as good as it looks, honestly, and that's what I can't wait for. So what do you say we head under that car and take out a few screws and get this bad boy on? Let's do it. Hold on, one sec. Yeah? Borla? Yeah, this is Kern. What? You want to sponsor the next video? Say less. Alright guys, so a little one-on-one action here. Underneath the car is stable. I checked, I tried to move it. I have the e-brake up, everything's good. This is my first time doing any kind of project like this. I've never changed any kind of exhaust before in the past. This is my first time doing anything like this, but because it's axle back, I feel a lot more confident. I'm looking at the bolt right now. There's only 2 bolts here that I have to take off, and then the hanger and stuff like that. I'm gonna probably take the hat off, but just to show you guys, there's 1 bolt here and the clamp, and then the other one is right here with the clamp as well, and then the exhaust hanger is like behind it. I'm just chilling here right now. I mean, I'm pretty comfy, but we got to get to work. All right, so I'm just gonna wait a couple minutes for the WD-40 to do its magic, set in there and kind of loosen it up a bit, and in a second we'll start to wrenching. All right guys, so it's literally, and I do mean literally, been a whole hour, and I'm pretty much almost exactly where I started. The thing that sucks about working in cars in general is, as you guys that do it will know, it never goes according to plan. I want it to be completely done, this install within an hour. I'm hoping to get this done within an hour. And I'm still at the very beginning. It's because my clamp bolts were pretty rusted and on there, so the WD-40 had to really sit, and I had to work at it. I could not get it out by hand. I did have to use my brushless and cordless impact wrench to get it off. I just really worked at it slowly, but without that I couldn't have gotten it off. It was really rusted, but I did not strip the bolt, which is very, very important because it's too late to go and buy one now. So I got that bolt off. Now I'm just trying to figure out how to maneuver the actual exhaust out of the hangers, because since I'm not on an actual jack, it's hard to kind of get the room to maneuver it the way you should. So I'm kind of going through some videos right now. Again, this is my first time. I'm by no means a professional. Very, very amateur, in fact. But yeah, I'm gonna update you guys, charge the GoPro in the meantime, try and work things out, and then I'll show you guys more of the process for the right muffler over there. Alright guys, so it's now, I don't know, another hour after the last little bit that you guys saw me, and I gotta admit, I'm super frustrated. So essentially, let me go ahead and head underneath, show you guys what I mean. So essentially, for this muffler, there's an exhaust hanger right here that I took off. You have to take it off. There's another exhaust hanger. So there's another exhaust hanger right here, which is super hard to get off because there's barely any room to actually get a wrench in there and, you know, take it off. So I've been struggling with that. Also, there's the clamp there. There's the clamp there that I actually got off. So pretty much the only thing I need to get off is this exhaust hanger here above the muffler, but because there's hardly any space, it's really, really difficult. So we got 1, 2 down there, and now we just need to get this third thing off, and then the muffler will come off hopefully kind of easily. It's a little bit rusted on there, so I'm gonna have to really do some pulling forces. But yeah, I've been struggling, guys. Honestly, I was debating if it's even worth trying to do this myself, but I'm already committed. I have my wife here with me, you know, getting her hands dirty too. But yeah, taking it into the shop to get this installed is starting to look like a really good option, because I'm about 2.5 hours deep now, maybe even close to 3, and I'm still on the first muffler. But I know once I get this first one off, the second one is definitely going to be easier. So again, wish me luck, guys. I'm just trying to update you guys and show you guys what's taking so long, what I'm struggling with. And for any other 3-valve owners out there that are trying to do something with their exhaust, just know it's not gonna be that easy. All right, guys, so I'm on the right side muffler now. For the left side, I got everything off. I finally got that final exhaust hanger off, and it's thanks to a closed box ratcheting wrench, and I do have a set of those, so thankfully I did have a 13 mil, and that made the job so much easier. Again, it's working smarter, not harder, having the right tools. So yeah, I went on the forums and actually read people having very similar issues as mine, or as me, and so kind of reading through the answers really helped me out in that regard. But now it's super hard to pull the exhaust off because of the right there where the clamp goes. But what I realized over here on the right side is that I could take a pliers, put it in between there, and kind of pry it open, so it'll kind of alleviate some of the tightness and pressure clamping the over axle pipe onto the muffler pipe here. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that on the other side real shortly. But yeah, we're getting close. We're also losing sunlight very, very fast. And I'm just gonna keep working at it. Once things start to get a little bit more in the groove, I'll show you guys some of that as well. But I don't want this video to be too long, so that's why I'm kind of, you know, keeping the actual work short, because I've spent hours here, and I'm sure you guys don't want to spend hours here, you know, watching me do this stuff. So see you guys again in a bit. I'm hoping to get this done within an hour. Alright guys, so clearly it is the next day here, and honestly I feel super defeated from yesterday. I was really hoping me and my wife could get the exhaust done ourselves. However, the piping where the clamp sits right on the over axle pipe that actually connects the axle back to the mid pipes, it was just too seized on there. I think it was a little bit too rusted, so I couldn't get it off there. And that was the final step I really needed before I could install my new exhaust, which means I had to bring it into a shop. Now, as you guys can see, I'm here. I have my mask off because I'm the only one in here at the moment, but I'm super upset because, you know, I really wanted to do all the work I can on my car. And although this is something that's usually supposed to only take an hour and a half for like rookies for an axle back install, I spent a good like 5 hours on it in my driveway on my back, so my hands are super sore. And shout out to my wife for, you know, hanging in there with me and staying the whole time and getting her hands dirty, and I love her to death for that. But it was a super fun experience, definitely a learning experience. My hopes were a lot higher, but I completely forgot to consider, you know, things like rust and the age of the vehicle, because that makes it a lot harder. I really do apologize for not being able to show you guys more of the actual work, but to be completely honest, it was mostly me trying to actually figure things out to begin with, to then show you guys the whole process on the other side. I was hoping to get one done, have it in my head, and then go through it with you guys on the other side. It just unfortunately never got to that point, and so I drove all the way down here. It's not far from my home, it's only about 10 minutes away. But I drove down here with pretty much my muffler hanging. I know that's not good to do, but again, it's very close to my house, so I just drove really slow and tried to avoid as many manhole covers and potholes as I can. But yeah, so super unfortunate. Had to bring it into a shop, and I don't know. Tell me what your guys' experiences are, and also if you are leaving it in a comment, let me know where you live, because honestly, in my personal experience, calling mechanic shops is one of the worst experiences, because all of them start talking to you like they're already mad at you for something. They don't like you sounding at all like, this is my experience, they don't like you sounding like you know at all what you're talking about. I'm not sure why that is. Maybe I'm just a sensitive person and I take everything personal, but yeah, it's super strange. I've called 9 shops before coming to Midas, and honestly, every single time I go to Midas, they have the best prices out of anywhere else. Like when I got my muffler delete on my Veloster Turbo, they gave me the cheapest quote and they gave me the cheapest end price. Here, they gave me the cheapest quote again for several things that I wanted done to the car. So it's crazy that, you know, they're sort of an established mechanic shop, but yet they're the ones that are beating out the smaller local shops in terms of prices and in terms of reliability. Like I came here, there's empty, whereas other shops that I'd call, they're too busy to even answer the phone, especially Ford dealerships, because I did need OEM parts from Ford. I can't get in touch with the service department. I just can't. I called 3 of them, to the point where I even tweeted at Ford just to let them know, like, it's kind of crazy. I understand being busy, but if I'm calling, I'm a customer, I should at least be put on hold or given a certain time to try and call back. I know it's hard working in a shop and you're always busy, you don't have time to chit chat on the phone, but I mean, like, come on, what am I supposed to do? Show up and just hope that, you know, they have the part or whatever? So yeah, really frustrating. This is why it's so, like, I really wish I could have just done it myself in my driveway. I gave it my all, I gave it my best. I couldn't get the muffler off of the actual mid pipe. It was just too on there. It was almost like it was welded on there. So I had to bring it in, but it really makes me wish I could have done it myself. Going through all this hassle is not worth it, and then having to pay all this money when the job is pretty much almost done already. Just pretty much gotta hammer it off or whatever they're gonna do to persuade that little muffler off. But man, so yeah, I'm super upset, kind of disappointed, but at the same time I'm super excited to actually be getting this exhaust on. But yeah, so I'll hit you guys when it's all finished, said and done. Hopefully it's worth it all in the end. All right guys, so just to give you guys an update, even here at the shop, they're having an extremely difficult time putting it on, and the torch they had to bring the torch out like at least 5 times so far. The old exhaust is on. The Borlas are currently on the vehicle. They look good, but there's a slight fitment issue, which I'm really disappointed about. I thought it would be you know, perfect, ready to go, but we have to move the stock exhaust hangers because the hangers that the axle back comes with is just a little bit too long, and it's not fitting right, as I mentioned. So yeah, now we're trying to weld. I know you're not necessarily supposed to weld to the frame of the vehicle too much, but we're gonna do some welds to the frame rail, and just for the exhaust, one of the exhaust hangers, just so that it fits flush and so that my Borlas don't go flying off afterwards. But yeah, a bit of an update. I'll show you guys real quickly. I don't know if you guys will be able to see the car through the windows, but super cool guys here. And I also maybe found myself a job. More on that later, boys. All right guys, and I'm back, and as you guys can tell by the outfit, it is a completely different day here yet again. Leave a comment right below that like button if you guys have ever seen a YouTube video where a YouTuber changes clothing more than 3 times in one video, okay? But it is another day here. The exhaust did successfully get installed. To be honest, it even took the mechanic shop, Midas, a little bit longer than I was hoping to actually install the exhaust. That just goes to show how much, I guess, fabrication you have to do to the exhaust. It doesn't just, you know, bolt on and fit right from, you know, the Borla factory. So for anyone trying to install this themselves or wanting to get it installed, I'm just going to go over some of the issues that I had with mine. I don't know if all of them come like this. I haven't really seen much of these problems online, aside from the stock, you know, exhaust that comes on the GTs. But essentially, to take it from the top, the first problem we had was the bolts to take off the exhaust hangers. Those were really hard to get off because, you know, they're pretty rusted on there. Didn't want to strip the bolts, so that. And then the over axle pipe where it connects to the mid pipes, that was very seized on there, and they had to use the torch like 5 times to get that off. Even then, when the stock mufflers were off, there was still a problem, which was that the default hangers that the Borla exhaust comes with, those long pieces of, you know, steel, those were actually a little bit too long. So the mechanic at Midas had to chop them and then kind of re-weld it, as well as actually relocate one of the exhaust hanger brackets. So I'm gonna try and head under there and show you guys kind of what I'm talking about, but it's gonna be a little bit hard to see. But I'll give you guys a glimpse of the exhaust here. So hopefully you guys can see that. And then underneath, all right, so I'm not sure if you guys were able to see anything. Hopefully you guys could. But yeah, like you guys heard in the beginning, the car sounds amazing. I'm super happy that I did this early to my Mustang, because if you guys remember, when it came to my Veloster, I actually waited like almost 2 years before I actually got a muffler delete, and it changed, you know, the way I felt about the car. It changed everything about the car to me. And so that's why I wanted to make sure it was the first thing that I did, especially to this roaring V8. So I personally couldn't be happier. The car sounds amazing every single time I get on it, right at around 2,500 RPM. The drone is so minimal that it doesn't even bother me, and I absolutely love it. So Borla, I think, did a great job with the ATAK axle backs. And honestly, I can't wait for the next mod. So I'm really sorry again that this video is super long and I didn't get to show you guys much of the work, but there's just problem after problem after problem. And again, I did have to take it to a shop to get a result. Now, I did mention that I might have gotten a job while I was at Midas, and they offered me a job on the spot. Obviously, we had kind of an informal interview while I was there, but they did offer me a job and I did accept the job. So I should be starting there in 2 weeks. But if anything changes, I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys know, because I told you guys and I promised you guys that when I lost my previous job due to YouTube, I'd keep you guys in the loop and I'd bring you guys along with me to wherever I went next. So that's all for now with the axle back install, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and notification bell to make sure that you guys ride shotgun with me on the next video. See y'all later. Peace.